Celebrate the Fireburn Contract Day. In 1878, as you know, our ancestors had to strike a blow for freedom. And we are here today to commemorate that time and to celebrate the work that they did. We are the students of the St. Croix Educational Complex under the direction of the choir band teacher, Miss Alafia Feniol, and myself, Saida Carter, the drama teacher. We are so excited to have you today, and we're going to give you a sweet program that gives you a full idea of some of the things they've been learning about Contract Day and some of the work that they've been putting into it. For many years growing up, I came to this very area and watched the Yucca family put on this production year after year. I even got a chance to be in it once, and now, since last year, they've turned it over to my students. I'm exceedingly proud of them as they present this staged reading of Mr. Richard Schroeder's 1878 Queen Mary and Them, as we have some dancers as well and some choir members. But we do not want to open the space without the work of libation. First up, I would like to welcome up to the microphone Ia Denise, and she will lead us in the ancient tradition of libation.
Good evening, St. Croix family, Emily. Okay. I didn't know they were called this program. Greetings and Alafia. Peace to all of us.
Use the mic, please.
Use the microphone, please.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
I've always been told I had such a big mouth that I didn't need a microphone. But it's better if I talk into the mic. Okay. Good evening. My name is Denise Lenhart Benoit, and I am also known as Eolosha Denise. I am a priest in the African tradition, the indigenous tradition, known as Yoruba. Some people say Yoruba. I'm a priest of Obatala. And what we're about to participate in is an ancient tradition. It is an offering. It is an act of remembrance to those upon whose shoulders that we stand. None of us would be here without those that gave birth to us, that nurtured us, that guided us, that protected us, and raised us to adulthood. There is an African saying that no one is truly dead until there's no one left to call their name. And so tonight we're going to call the names. We're going to call the names not only of those who lost their life in this rebellion, but our own ancestors. And I want to suggest and encourage everyone to face the idea that it's okay for you to call your loved ones' names, the ones that have passed on, because you wouldn't be here without them. Even the auntie that maybe nurtured you, would look after you when mom and pop were out on date night, or your treasured teacher, someone that you cherished that was very encouraging to you in your life but has passed on. But it's very important to remember them. Again, it's a simple act of remembrance and reverence, not worship, but reverence for our ancestors. So I'm going to give the mic now. Yeah. Since everyone would prefer that I speak into the mic, I'm going to ask you to hold it for me, okay? When I'm doing the prayers in front of my own Egun shrine, and I do have a small one set up inside, I'm just saying my prayers. Boom, 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 boom. I'm not stopping to explain it in English. But for your benefit tonight, I'm going to attempt to do that. So I'm breaking them up a little bit. And Sister Iria here will read what I've said. To start out though, we're going to say, Omi Tutu, cool water. Ona Tutu, cool road, the path that we walk every day. Ile Tutu, our houses, our homes, our schools, the buildings that we conduct business in. We want everything always to be cool. Omi Tutu, Ona Tutu, Ile Tutu, Tutu Bogbo Iwari. That means all the heads that are present. May they all remain cool. And so we begin. Majuba Alofi, Majuba Oludumari, Majuba Egon, Majuba Oluwa.
I salute the God I cannot. I salute the God I cannot see, the Most High. I salute the God I can see, the heavens above. I salute the ancestors whose shoulders I stand on. I salute the high priests of Ifa and the Yoruba.
Majuba Yolosha, Majuba Babalosha, Majuba Asheda, Majuba Akoda, Iku, and Billy Seala Watoko.
I salute the female and male priests of my tradition. I salute the creator and the first user of our system of the Dilogun divination. I salute the ancestors who dwell in heaven.
Majuba Iatobi, Majuba Babatobi. I salute the mother and father who gave birth to me. Majuba Dun, Aye Dun, Mokwe Dun.
I salute the earth upon which I stand.
Majuba Ibaye, Ibaye Tudun.
I salute all the dead in heaven. Ashe.
Oh, we got two?
Now we got two.
Okay, all right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to invoke the ancestors. And before I begin to call the name of some of those that perished as a result of the rebellion, I'm going to invoke my own ancestors, and I'm going to tap the stick every time that I do that. We say Ibaye, which is basically may they rest in peace type of thing. Okay, so we say, so I'm going to say Kinki Mashe, Apoto, Kinki Mashe Obademeji, Kinki Mashe Omitoki, Kinki Mashe Omitoke, Kinki Mashe Oswanko, Kinki Mashe Olufande, Kinki Mashe Eshubi, Kinki Mashe Ochabi, Ibaye, Kinki Mashe Olude, Kinki Mashe Salako, Kinki Mashe Bobo Iolosha Babalosha Ararun Temi, Kinki Mashe, and Ibaye Tanu, Catherine Slade, my mother, Kinki Mashe Floyd Lenhart Sr., Kinki Mashe Betty Dillard, Kinki Mashe Alcida Thomas, Kinki Mashe Charles Daniel Lenhart, Kinki Mashe John Albert Slade, Kinki Mashe Bobo Egon Ada Arum de me. Kinki Mashe meaning all those that dwell in heaven that belong to me. Kinki Mashe. Anyone want to call out the name? Kinki Mashe.
Mashe.
Ibai Tanu.
Ometa Millet, Blackstone Millet.
Ibai Tanu. You can call them out together, doesn't matter. Kinki Mashe, go ahead. Ibai Tanu. Ibai Tanu. Ibai Tanu. Ibai Tanu. What's mom's name? Maria. Her maiden name. What was her maiden name?
Maria.
Ibai Tanu. Ibai Tanu. I'm always surprised when there's a reluctance in this part of the libation. Anyone else? Ibai Bai Tanu?
Robert Millet.
Ibai Bai, thank you. Ibai Bai Tanu?
William Millet.
Ibai Bai Tanu?
Ricardo Millet.
Ibai Bai Tanu? 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 Ibai Bai Tanu?
Sarah Trower.
Ibai Bai Tanu? Ibai Bai Tanu?
Rosa Rubina Alvaranza.
Ibai Bai Tanu? 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 Ibai Bai Tanu Bogo Egun Ararum. Ibai Bai Tanu, may the dead rest in peace, all those that are in heaven. And now we invoke the name of the ancestors that actually participated in this rebellion, and Ia Irie is going to read their names.
Mary Thomas,
Ibai Bai Tanu.
Matilda McBean.
Ibai Bai Tanu.
Everybody, let's start again. Mary Thomas, Ibai Tonu. Matilda McBean. Agnes Solomon. Susanna Abramson. And these individuals were executed at the firing squad. So we'll call upon their names.
Right here, people.
James De Silva.
Bai Tanu.
Joseph Paris. John Lewis. Augustus George. John Adams. Henry James. And Hezekiah Walton.
Now, I want to point out that there were many more who were jailed or executed in one form or another. And we have a much longer list, but in doing these kind of activities, sometimes you end up loaning out material and you don't always get it back. So that, for that reason, we say, Ibai Bai Tanu Bogbo Egun Ara Arum. And that is, may all those that have passed on and rest in heaven that were part of this rebellion, may they rest in peace, and may they have power, may they have evolution, may they have progress to their spirits. Ashe.
Ashe. Ashe.
Asheo.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So, let me come from underneath you. Can I borrow this mic and mic stand? Thank you. So, the choir in front, there are some of my choir members. My choir members, put your hands up. Okay. We're gonna need that mic for them to sing over here. Okay. Thank you. Miss Carter asked me maybe last week, the choir could sing something. I said, sure, of course, why not? This is a very brief dedication to Queen Mary. And then after that, my choir members are gonna sing something different. The message still stands the same. You gotta be strong, you gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be wiser. So, after we sing Queen Mary, my choir is gonna step to the front and we're gonna sing You Gotta Be.
Queen Mary, where you going to bun? Bottom belly, where you going to bun? Don't ask me nothing tall, just give me the match and oil. Bars and jailhouses, when we going to bun? Don't Queen Mary, where you going to bun? Bottom belly, where you going to bun? Don't ask me nothing tall, just give me the match and oil. Bars and jailhouses, when we going to bun? Don't ask me nothing tall, just give me the match and oil. Bars and jailhouses, when we going to bun?
Very brief, like I said. My choir members are gonna step to the front, and your friends, bye friends, thank you friends. Go fast.
Wait, what's this? Listen as your day unfolds, challenge what the future holds. Try and keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. Stand up and be counted, don't be ashamed to cry. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stick together. All I know, love will save the day. Herald what your mother said, read the books your mother's read. Try and solve the puzzles in your own sweet time. Some have more cash than you, others take a different view. My, oh my, hey. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stick together. All I know, love will save the day.
Thank you, thank you. And next up, we'll have some lovely dancers doing some amazing dancing in tribute.
Thank you so much, Sister Alafia. So yes, she got that. She got that call at the 11th hour, and she answered that call. So I want to give the choir director a round of applause. She was like, I said, I need something, give me something. And she gave me more than something. So thank you so much. All right. Okay. So next we have what we're affectionately calling the Fireburn Dancers under the direction of 12th grader Miss Soleil Rogers, who is definitely a triple threat. Let's give her a round of applause. She acts, she dances, she sings. And she taught these girls this dance in less than 2 weeks. So they're doing a wonderful job, and they are performing to the song Woman by Simi.
Woman don't cover, lower everybody. So far, so far, money don't like woman, woman don't like woman. She don't be like water. If woman not marry you, if woman not marry you, she don't be woman. If she not got to be my for and eventually, oh, then go suffer, suffer, woman.
You finish. I never finish. I never.
Nobody be like woman.
Never you finish. I never finish. I never.
Nobody be like woman. Now so ambition, oh, shall we get assignments? It's so fast, so far, I'm enjoy forever. But you don't pay attention to the intimidation she defends. No be like water. If woman got confidence, oh, woman got money, while I share money. She don't be woman. If she not got to be my person, but go they push you on the side. And eventually, oh, then go suffer, suffer, woman.
Never you finish. I never finish. I never.
Nobody be like woman.
Never you finish. I never finish. I never.
Nobody be like woman. Nobody be like woman. Nobody be like woman.
They need another round of applause. Awesome, awesome. Come on, thank you, wonderful job. All right, we got to keep this show moving. One thing, if you ever come to a show that I do, I like to start on time and I like to move quickly. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, those dancers. Feeling good, dancers? Woo-woo! Round of applause. Next up, we're going to start the quick, short scenes that we're dealing with. I need quiet in my backstage. Children are loud. All right, so we're going to be doing scenes from Mr. Richard Schroeder's play, 1878. There are a few times where young people did not have the full complement of actors, so we shortened a few of the scenes. But there are 6 scenes that take you to a typical story of the time as our ancestors prepared to do this labor rebellion. So ladies and gentlemen, first up, narrator 1.
Scene 1, Frederiksted Marketplace. It is a bright Saturday morning, 1878, in Santa Cruz, Danish West Indies. Country folks from various sugarcane estates gather at Frederiksted Marketplace to sell their provisions. Two women, wearing colorful headkerchiefs with long, rough cotton dresses hanging below the calves, greet each other.
Mary girl, how you do? It's so long I ain't seen you.
Matilda, darling, things not good tall. Water more than flour. And they make me there today trying to sell a couple okra and yam and potato to help ends meet.
But girl, things brown with me so. I'm going to get my house a 2 little mackerel for me, John, and now with 3 picnic. So long I would beg the master for a couple cent more. But them not even fat, Panawi. They tight like one kettle drum with their money when it comes to Awi. But every week they get big children on the great house. I hear they get food can't done while some Awi hungry like a dog in Awi house. Awi catching hell while them a suck this sweet. But let them go on. What sweet go to them mouth, the sour them backside.
Them I use we like animals. How to use a mule and bull them pan the estate. The how to power the cane land, pull cane calf, pull and sugar and rum to waft all about Europe and America. When we come all and macaroon, they just dump we like how they do the mule and bull them and get no liberals for take we place. The broker them have no feelings for we. Matilda, you hear what me I said?
Me hear.
You hear what me I tell you? I said them broker get no feelings for we tell. To the broker, we not in my machine, a work machine. We call it a motor.
Yes.
I end up for do them work. But one of these days, the same machine motor engine gonna get very hot and it gonna bust right in at their face.
Master them believe they can sweeten our way up with a little sugar and rum that they give away when crop time done. And a little bit of corn flour and saltfish they just give away when they feel like. Go make our way shut our way mouth in the car for the couple cent reals. But they lie. Nothing tall go so. We want our money. We more than work for them.
Girl, I know I have something else to tell you. Some of them broke time too fast and forward. My nigga, when I just finished working in cane field, I've been so beat, so tired. I believe I'm gonna fall down. So I dropped in at Tamantree to catch myself. Susie made for nursing and maybe what they came roll neck to neck all day. After the cancer blow, we come out the cane field together and walk up the broad path. When I dropped in on the tree, she said, "Come on, Mary. No time there. Come there, we go. Me not able for nobody. Come here, come advantage you." But I say, "You gone, Susie girl. I'm gonna be all right. I just gonna be a little while. Me, I go come just now. I just want a little breather. Let me catch me wind a little bit." So she went left me, and I dropped sleep. Me don't know how long I've been there. But when I catch myself, I see this red face cotton man in a long sleeve cotton shirt and a cotton breeches in a leggings and a planter hat and a white house. I fast him pan me like well pan rock stone. I want some of that. I've been watching you a long time. The time me edit panny ras like razor. Me came be let up on the ground line side me. You want some of that? Me say, you better catch your ass, go home at your broken missus before I land this cane milling on your ass. Girl, let me tell you, if face turn red like lobster in a pot on fire, it turn off, you will hear from me, say. You bet you I say. Not before all you hear from all are we. Matilda, if you been only put your hand on me, if you been only put your hand on me, I would I yet see the two down fresh and forward. You see them there? Them not good tall. This up teen time woman they molest in a sunny cruise. They threaten them if they talk but they want to walk and we trample we like how has trample done? But Ghana sleep he see high and he see low.
But Mary, Mom must forget to tell you about a big meeting Master them had last night.
What meeting you talk about?
You didn't hear? They had big meeting in Faddensburg. Or what you call them? Pow Papa, something like that.
Matilda, don't tell me so. I wonder when Dickens may talk about.
Well, Sarah Duncan from Adventure tell me that Punsi Lala, who take care of the master and Mrs. Pickney from Faddingsburg, tell me so. You know, when the estate master them meet up, they must have them demi-john at table. And when them drink their rum, they can't hold them tongue. Now Punsi Lala look proper shoppity. So them not pushing on mine. They think she one fooly Billy. But she don't act up on purpose. She got good sense. And so the master them had a little sit down and talk and powder them rum. That time Punsi Lala ear wide open and she had take down every word. She could even tell you how much time them belch and how much time them fart.
Come on, Matilda. Me want to know how much time the master them belch and fart. I want to know what them I talk about. I want to know what I say about are we the cane laborers, them who make the very rum them a drink.
Mary girl, I hear them talk about are we like a dog. They say if it had been for them, I would have still been in Africa yet one another. They say they bring our Santa Cruz when we get our strength and now are we ton upon them. They say and them not go back down 1 inch. They say they don't get our we too much already. They say we got free house, free provision ground, free corn, flour and starfish every week, and free sugar and rum when crop time done. One more hour we want. And they say them not gonna change and not a single thing when October come. Now one black couple more they say, and if I win a like them, I we could lump them.
Oh Lord, Jesus in heaven, help me. Help are we. Them don't know who them I play with. This are we cane laborers make them who them be. Some of them come from where they come from at Sunny Cruise, mocking me as hell. When them British fall off them backside and get fat from our we labor. Now them taxes, then I give are we one black couple more. They're not gonna change our we conditions. Things will stay the same. They don't know what I'm at talk about. They see nigga face, but then I see nigga ras. They have for them meeting, and we gonna have our meeting. Matilda,
Yes.
Susanna Abrason, map for me what? If October come, if we ain't got money, if conditions not change, trouble will come at Sunny Cruise.
Okay.
Matilda girl, you hear what me I tell you? Me Mary time I say, if conditions not change, if we get MONEY, we got big trouble come at Sunny Cruise. They mash ants and they bound to fight ants guts.
Hey.
You heard her. When they mash ants, they what? I don't think I heard you. When they mash ants, what?
They bound for fine ants good.
Yes, I. All right. Scene 2, narrator 2 has arrived.
Scene 2, Mount Washington sugarcane field. Oh, okay, close. It is an early April morning at Estate Mount Washington. The estate bomba has already blown the conch shell, the signal for the cane field gang to begin the day's work. The sun is up and getting warmer by the minute. The sugarcane is waist high and the grass is thick and tough, but no match for the sharp hoes for the nearly 20 men and women, on line like soldiers on the battlefield, attacking the objective. The cane field driver, a 6'6" mulatto, leans on his 5-foot black wattle staff, a few paces to the rear of the workers, moving a ball of tobacco from one side of his jawbone to the other.
Hold the cane, you're gonna cut the cane.
And like a duck depositing its droppings here and there, spits long black tobacco spit, occasionally missing ground and handing the blades of young sugarcane. He looks at his timepiece. It's almost 9 o'clock. He must hurry to the Great House for a meeting with the estate mayor. But not before he has placed another worker in charge. However, the man, an elder, is no threat to the others. And like the rattling sugarcane blades on the breeze, the little conversation starts to begin. The men on one side and the women on the other.
Oh, Lord, I too weary. And it goes so long for go for the conch shell blow.
Yo, weary do what? Are we not too long sitting and you walk on your weary already? And what you do last night make you so weary?
I hardly sleep last night. I've been up nearly all night.
Been up to what? Yo, you mean for tell me you let Albert keep you up all night and you have to go and walk in the morning? Ah, what kind of tall he be? He don't got no feeling for you. He only got feeling for himself.
No, come see, no that nothing tall go so. I'm a child, my boy, my picnic keep me up all night. He been too sick last night and he bawled all night long. And nothing what me do could ease the pain.
Oh, me been thinking been the other way around. Some of them man no love if sleep tall. And the fact that we gotta get up early in the morning to go do work for Buckra, no trouble to them. I tell you, but them man, you know, them man when they already damn out of order.
But you know you're well right. Anyhow, maybe I tell you about my picnic. He air hot, so he head hot. Until so a ball. I tried this, I tried that. I even gave little soursop tea for drink to get to sleep. But nothing what me do could ease the pain. He doze off a little bit, then he wake up. Doze off and wake up. All the time. I saw y'all go. Doze off and wake up. Doze off and wake up. Then, me hear he say he want for pee. Right away, something come to my mind. I remember that my mama used to say, hot piddle, good for cool air egg. Me take one of John bottle of Sunny Cruise rum, empty what been left in there in a calabash and tell the boy to piddle in the rum bottle. When he finish, I put his head in for my lap, pour a little bit of the hot piddle in for your ear, I wait, then I pour a little more. And my dear girl, you wouldn't believe what drop out of your ear. Drop right there on the floor there.
No, me don't know.
Come see, you don't know for true?
Yes, me don't know.
I want black gongolo come out of your ear. I couldn't believe my eye. I damn near piddled myself. Anyhow, the headache stopped, the earache stopped, and the boy fell to sleep. Then cock crow, time for go out walk.
That crazy for true. But since we are talking about picnic, we got a picnic story for tell you too. You know the girl that a car queenie who no work second class car cahoon?
Yes, me know she. At the same queenie when we been little girl, we used to walk, cut grass, and mount mule for massa and
Well, last month Queenie damn near buried she daughter. You know how the little picnic love to put everything again in their hand pan in their mouth. You gotta keep your eye on them all the time. Anytime you take them off, there's trouble. Even at Saturday around noon time, Queenie don't wash she clothes and thing. She put them on the line to dry. Then when they dry, she gonna stiff starch and iron them. In the meantime, she a sit down and she dorm out with she neighbor Dolita, smoke she can pipe and thing. The child they in the house, you know, play and thing alone. Listen, later when Queenie went in the house, she see half of the wallpaper upon the floor and the child was she mouth full of white man from the old man. Queenie washed out the child mouth and thing, but not before she bust that little girl to clap and she bottom. Then the child gets so sick with fever. Her belly started to hot and she had a fever.
Oh God.
Queenie do everything to bring down the swelling. She tried to give she all kind of bush tea. She rubbed she belly with warm lard. She tied she head with painkiller bush, but nothing she do could help she picnic. They sent for doctor. The doctor come from slap her house. Night come and the doctor still there in the house. The doctor say, I do all I could do, only a matter of time. Later, Queenie sitting on the porch with a child in her lap. She said, Father, Lord, she not even 2 years yet. Please don't take me from she so soon. Water from she eye wash she face. Later, Queenie fell asleep with a child in her lap. It wasn't until she was in a deep sleep when her grandmother called out to she in a dream. She said, Queenie, oi, you used the wrong thing upon the child. She can't come better so. This what you must do. Go outside and pick some of the pissy bed bush, squeeze 7 drops upon the girl tongue, and then use that same bush to rub she navel. Well, Queenie do what she did, grandmother tells she. The fever went away, the swelling went down, the girl piddle, And then she get better.
Well, praise and thank the Lord. The girl get better. People are asleep, but God not asleep.
That's
for
for
He
true.
either
Amen.
open day and night.
Wait. Listen. You hear that? You hear the whistling?
Yeah, me hear him.
Cephas just give you the single. The driver come back from the meeting with a manja. Pass the wall down the line.
All right, Aaliyah, holders.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for scene 2. Let's not waste a moment in time. Let me see my narrator for scene 3. Up next.
Scene 3, Men's Work Gang, Estate Butler's Bay. There is a gang of men on the hillside of Butler's Bay. Their job is to clear a 10-acre tract of land of tall, thick kasha and tantan trees in preparation for sugarcane cultivation. Although they are a reliable group of men, known for their hard work, they are still not left alone. Now and then, the estate overseer pops up on midnight, a strapping horse which has been in service for more than 10 years. He has just made his first visit on the hill for the day. It is only 9 in the morning, but his eyes are bluer than blue, his cheeks real pink, his face flushed, and the rum he has in his oversized tank is not all. He still has a reserve pint of fuel left in his right pocket. The fact that rum was the predecessor which took his predecessor to the grave does not seem to bother him. Hey, me man, how you all doing? Oh, fine, answers the overseer. Ah, we can see that you're fine, says another. Massa, you're so fine. Take care the wind no take you off of that horse. After a few more exchanges, the overseer digs his heels into the side of his horse and takes off down the hill. The sun is really bearing down on the men. It's high noon, lunchtime. They're glad for the respite and head for a big, shady tibbet tree under which they'll set nature's table, sit and have a not too sumptuous feast of corn, pork, and dumpling, roast potato and smoked herring, or johnny cake and roast saltfish. For beverage, they'll have the sole choice of sugar and water. But between the chopping of teeth or gums on the very coarse meal, they'll let off a little steam.
Anton.
Yeah.
You hear what happened to Joey Lake?
What happened to her?
You mean you know here?
Yeah, me no here.
The damn here kill you like a 48 days gone.
But you no tell me so?
Yeah, Anton. Tis true. Up to now, Joe Lake can't go a walk. At the home of the St. George is well sick.
Oh, my Father in heaven. What am I gonna tell you when them dead? About how them treat are we down here?
Long ago, if one we had a ringing out with a manja, say we cuss you out, cause he cuss we first. Or we do something what the other manja no like. He could have give we 1 or 2 lash with a rat on himself. Upo we in the estate greenhouse dungeon under Brenner water for a day or 2. But the crown top they said no more of that there, which in truth been good.
But it ain't gone from bad to worse.
You're so right with that there. But thing not gone from just bad to worse. It gone from bad to worse, alright.
Oh, Lord.
Nowadays, if the man just say you out of order, you have to call the gendarme for you. And when they come for you, it's shackle your hand between 2 hearts and take it go off out.
Oh, God.
And put you have to keep up with them 2 hearts. Well, them take Joe Lake all the way from St. George's to the Fort Powell Center.
No.
Now upon all that punishment, when he get up on the government road, he 2 foot blister, he torn of them knockout.
Oh Lord.
Then when he reach them lash them a gihi and they put in the seawater for soak his skin.
If them, any of them ever put their hand on me, you see that spot right there? They gonna have to kill me on this spot. Cause caught but me not gonna put up with them shit.
But done all. But guess what? It's our own people that may have helped tear our ass.
Now, Daddy are one abomination. A terrible abomination.
It gave me that of food. A mongoose color one. Play gendarme. You see how he walk with his nose up in the air like he smell coca. The same mongoose color one. He said, oh, hijab for hold are we down over the table when them bring our food.
Lord of mercy.
He said, just like we live in a cut cane, he make for we own help but cut we bottom when we get out of the way.
Well, all me can say, people like Adam saw, and we have to take care of when they walk commence.
But Anton, what war you attack about?
Well, that another story. How we go? How we say I am good for yet, but no story good for tell.
Just so.
He told you the Bokra them will have to kill he dead. On the spot. She paying attention. So one of the assignments that the students did is they wrote a character analysis essay. One of the students has arrived to share her essay, and then we'll fast forward to the last 3 scenes, and then we'll turn this evening over to Miss Lady McIntosh and the drummers, and then hopefully we can bond down the tongue. All right, Miss Connor coming right up to do her character analysis of Anton, the same one who said they may have to do what? Kill he dead on the spot.
Richard Schroeder's historical play, 1878, Queen Mary and Them, is a phenomenal play that takes place on the island of St. Croix. The character Anton is a confident and self-assured person. Anton was introduced in Scene 3, Men Work Gang, Estate Butler's Bay, where he and Cuthbert were talking about their acquaintance, Joe Lake, who was sick one day and didn't do his work to his fullest potential. Joe Lake was inhumanely taken from his home, placed between 2 horses, and marched down from St. George's to Fort Frederick. Joe Lake was beaten throughout the whole journey. And after all, Joe was taken into the ocean for a salt bath with open cuts and bruises. Anton hated every part of this situation. If them, any of them ever put them hand on me, they gonna have to kill me on the spot. Cause Cuthbert, me not gonna put with them. Anton will not take brutality as an option. He would rather be killed than be treated like Joe. It is necessary to keep in mind that slavery ended 30 years prior. In conclusion, Richard Schroeder created a strong and memorable character in Anton. His confidence and resistance make him a symbol for strength and courage. Joe Lake's terrible experience shows that even though slavery ended 30 years ago, people were still treated horribly. Through Anton, Schroeder highlights the importance of standing up for yourself and not letting others take away your dignity no matter what. Thank you.
All right, Scene 5 narrator, I promised you on the spot. Scene 5 narrator coming up to the stage right now. I'm sorry. Scene 4 narrator, that was my bad. Thank you. They keep me on my toes for 33 years now.
Scene 4, the christening keeping up, Estate LaGrange. It's a lovely Saturday afternoon, and quite a happy one too, at Estate LaGrange for Henry and Rebecca King. Their 2 babies, a boy and a girl, the first set of twins to be born on Estate LaGrange in 20 years, were christened this morning at Friedensburg Moravian Church in Frederiksted. A large number of sugarcane laborers and their children from other estates have been invited to the celebration. There are people from Hams Bay, Butler's Bay, Spratt Hall, Williams, and Prosperity. There are folks from Frederiksted, too. And Axelina Solomon, or Agnes, special guest and a good friend of Mary Thomas and Susanna Abramson, or Matilda, is present. She has come down to LaGrange from Bethlehem in her donkey cart, by way of Northside Road. A huge tent made from coconut branches has been erected for the occasion. As customary, a hog has been slaughtered and the folks are feasting on the bread in the souse. The bread, several large baskets full, is still warm. It was baked this afternoon by Rosanna Smith, Henry and Rebecca King's kumado, the twins' godmother, in a brick oven in one of the big yards off Queen Street in Frederiksted. And the souse, yes, the souse. The sweetness of the souse is in the sauce, and it's just great. One can taste the pepper and the lime. There is 1 demijohn of Santa Cruz rum, mabi, coconut water, and sorrel on a table under the tent. There's music, too. A Quelba band from Estate Spratt Hall has been engaged to do the honors. The musical instruments include a goatskin drum, squash, steel triangle, guitar, and flute. There's little difficulty identifying the leader of the band. He's the only one wearing a jacket, a blue serge jacket, white cotton trousers, white shirt, and black tie, underneath an old Panama hat. The music is hot and sweet, and dancers are doing the Crucian rollback. But oblivious to the rich sounds of the Quelba, a small group of about 10 to 12 men and women has eased away from the crowd to the shade of a taman tree a little distance away. Like the other folks under the coconut branch tent, some are dressed casually, others are decked out in their Sunday best, but all are sporting their week-a-day bare feet. By the look on their faces, this is no ordinary chat. This is no melee. This is business, and everyone has something to say.
The christening.
Hello? Okay. October right running, kinda. Are we must stop plan? What are we gonna do? If broken then not gonna do. What are we want them to do? If better we condition. The raise. Sure, are we want them to raise how we pay. But not the only thing that trouble are we? Go up to my.
They have to straighten out the contract business.
Okay. October right running, kinda. Are we must stop plan? What are we gonna do?
Yes, state, we have to put up with them from October to October, 1 whole year. That's all right. He like a man tying a horse to a post. Every day he get little grass and little water. But in a movie from the post, the poor horse have to stay till the master ready for movie.
Me and no couple gal come here from Antigua for 1 year of work. But when the year up, they still can't go home because the people them at a fort no one fix their papers for them to clear out, go where they come from. The master them want keep them here and walk them like how you are walk horse, mule, and jackass. All them things so have to stop.
Oh, sorry. But even if paper no feet, if you go back to Antigua or Barbados, you still can't go anyway, because none of them has boats or harbor upon October 1st. The blockaders send them out of port for spite.
And if you not sign the contract, you lose your house, provision ground, and everything you have on the estate. I know you gotta go to sleep under a tree or in a gallery of town. Cause believe you, me that ya damn them already and waiting upon you for throw your tail part in a jail. I nearly get sent there last year when I tell the estate manager they shan't pay me.
Talking about I miss a day at work when I been right there, I cut cane all day in the blasted sun. Them a punish are we if we not sign the contract. Them a punish are we if we question them authority. Them a treat we like dog and them a eat big offer our we labor and laugh in our face. And when we call for a few cents raise, them a shoot we down.
Talking about raise, remember we not only want a flat raise alone? We want to go up the ladder. Several long years me I walk second class. Several long years. You mean for tell me all the hard work I do, daycare, weekend, and stamp grass. Me no work first class. The truth is, all them years me been a walk first class work, but they only give me second class pay. Thief they been a thief me. Them blasted good for nothing a thief me. Them a thief for we labor. Them no pay for it.
And the 5 cent and 10 cent them I give we for 9 hours of hard labor in a cane field have to stop. Even if they give we 20 cent, we shall make out. But 5 and 10 cent, oh Lord, this a sin. They are sin are we. They say bottle kill slavery, but slavery is no dead. He no dead. He might be old and Macron, but he no dead. He there where are we till now? This our we job to kill slavery, stone dead this time. Broke he back, knock he out, cut he throat, cut off he tongue, cut he hand, cut he foot. Beat he dead. This the only way the master them go pay us any respect. We must turn upon them like ram sheep pon pastor man.
But Manifest, you get nothing else to say?
Well, with all them I do are we, all the bad treatment and thing, all the wrong them I do are we, she already know what them I do. 'Tis years here in Santa Cruz, I broke what I do is broke stick for cut them own backside.
Guess what? Bokra bin broken stick to cut them on backside? What does that statement mean? Anybody in the audience who thinks they can give a good definition of that? Broke stick for cut your own backside. No takers? Digging your own grave, another way to say it. Give scene 4 a round of applause. Coming up next is the narrator for scene 5.
Scene 5. It's a beautiful Saturday morning at Good Hope Bayside. The sea, oh the sea. A mosaic of blue and green, a sea of ripples its joy to shore. It's a great morning for Joseph Myers and Frankie Durant, sugarcane laborers from Estate Concordia, who have just pushed the small boat they made themselves from white pine and manjack out of the water near a cluster of sea grapes. In the bottom of the boat, inside a wooden box, there is a rainbow of fishes: angelfish, bluefish, goldfish, horsefish, butterfish, kingfish, red snapper, yellowtail, parrotfish, rock hind, grunt retchman, puppy shark, doctorfish, and more. They must get home to their wives, who, after a grueling week in sugarcane fields and a daily ration of shad, smoked herring, or corned pork, will love nothing better than a good meal or fried or boiled fish and fungi. They must be on their way, but they're a bit tired and hungry, so they'll be hitting the road back to Concordia.
each with a cockroach bag of fish on his head, with a kata resting on the skull to cushion and balance the load. But not before there is a smell of roast fish on that bayside. The fire is blazing between the 3 large rocks under the piece of galvanized sheets on which 3 lovely doctor fish are sizzling their life away.
The big day soon come.
What big day are you talking about?
Man, it come like your head still a see. Contract day, contract day. And what I'm talking about contract day? Contract day. When all the hell broke loose in Santa Cruz. If them no fix no contract, right? If them no fix no contract, for suit are we?
Oh, the big day, contract day, the day of reckoning, October 1st. We want money, more money, but that's not all that we want.
Yep.
We want them to treat like human, human being with heart, with flesh and blood. We want them to treat with what's it called?
Dignity?
Yeah, we want them to treat with dignity.
I'm going to tell you something. On Friday afternoon, after the conch shell blow, Boniface Jackson went up to go to the yard to complain to the manager by morning. He said I sure pay a whole day, but the manager said that he ain't come work on Tuesday. Come on. Look at your light. Turn around. He not come work on Tuesday, but he been at work cause me see. You see? That day we are working a big gang in number 4 KMP's Concordia. Me see me too eye. What happened is the drive mistake Boniface Louis, who ain't a been come work that day. So Boniface Louis getting money and Boniface ain't get none. Boniface for try for talk to the manager, but the manager say, well done. And furthermore, Boniface must have had his black rats and come out the yard.
Dignity.
Them no dignity. That's advantage, a blasted advantage. Boniface just shake his head and come out the yard. But let them go on. Easy that don't buy hard. Let them go on.
I hear another bowl and a coolie land in Santa Cruz 8-day gone.
Them no pantal. Them be bukra. Me far back up as if anything. We for pull a strike.
But that foolishness. No way them handful of coolie can all the weed and cut down all the cane.
Speaking of that, me hear they put a coolie man against we. They say that we mean them no good.
They make them work in their own gang.
But hear this, Bestie Williams from Eastern Wim tell Concordia Master to tell the Grange Master that the coolie man what to we.
You hear them shite we attack? You hear them shite we attack? They don't care a blast about we.
Listen to this, the manager the work caught the coolie man backside.
Man, no tell me so. How them say they what to we and tear them bottom with licks.
Yeah, man, them coolie the willfully beat them when they don't have no work. One of them are pay another. Speaking of one of them, I pay another coolie for you witness, cause the coolie man called it, cause there was another coolie party upon the stage. Manager McRae said, the judge said, did you at any time beat coolie man rampant with a bullskin whip, causing him to suffer cuts on his back, on his neck? He answered, no, Your Honor. No, moreover, I would never beat any of my workers with a bullskin whip. much less my best worker. Not such a thing, Your Honor. Not such a thing. And I have witness to prove it. So the judge will tell Manager McRae to step down and call the manager upon the stage. Cooliman Joseph has said, what do you have to say on behalf of Mr. McRoy? Your Honor, Manager McRae, he what? Said the judge. He no good. He lie. Manager McRoy lie. He lie. Every day licks in Cooliman Ross. Every day licks in Cooliman Ross. He lie. The manager no good. He lie. He lie. So the manager had to pay a fine. After that he went for the change. He hit a rope punk and carrier. A little later the manager willfully jumped in the boogie and went tear down the road for Joseph. When he catch up to him, he willfully strip him naked, but he closed and he cried. And he take back the money that he willfully bribed. And the coolie man had to walk, and poor coolie man had to walk home and he born clothes.
Well, that manager a terrible man.
Terrible? You mean that good for nothing dirty bag? It don't pass noon time. Them girl must be cussing our we come lost gone.
Let's give those gentlemen another round of applause. That's a hard scene. Last year, that scene, the young man didn't show up, and I ended up having to do it. All right. The final narrator for scene 6. Come on up.
Scene 6, 4-day Marnin, Estate Spratt Hall. The curtain of night is being eased away and day is beginning to show its face. It is 5 a.m. Monday, October 1st, 1878. One of the many roosters in the village at Estate Spratt Hall has sounded its morning call, with it being echoed by another rooster at Estate Williams or Estate Prosperity. 5 o'clock is the usual rising time for sugarcane laborers on the estates. But today, there is no work. It's a holiday. It's contract day. Mary Thomas, who lives in a room in one of the 5 long row of houses on the hill to the east of the village, above the burying ground, has just rolled out of bed. And even though she wouldn't be going off to the cowitch and the sharp blades of the sugarcane field under a blazing sun, she must get up. It's a habit. She goes into a makeshift kitchen, which is built from discarded sheets of galvanized, barely sufficient to keep the elements out. The coal pot is already stocked with charcoal. Mary puts small pieces of dry twigs in it, pours some kerosene oil over them, and starts the fire. She likes sweet scent bush tea, but Spanish needle is her favorite. She puts on the kettle, sticks a piece of raw saltfish in the fire, and places a sweet potato in the ash pit of the coal pot. Suddenly there's a knock on the door, and the voice of a woman calling.
Mary Thomas! Oh, I come to you. We have to talk now. We must talk now. It's me, Matilda from Prosperity. God, Matilda, where you be? What gone wrong? May I fix a little salvage and name I'm to put a gas up on my stomach? But Mary, you have to hear me. You have to hear me, Master. Master, whoop them advantage, are we? Them advantage, are we? Okay, girl, me a come. Let me haul on this frack here. See me, Matilda, see me. Oh, Lord God, I can't take them, Mama, I can't take them. For bucket run over and arm thing drop a grung. Father God, good Lord, you know me can't take none more.
Well, Matilda, tell me what gone wrong?
Oh Lord, them buckra.
Hush, Matilda. Bush carry news, long grass carry news.
Well, last night, Bullnose Harry from Concordia wake me up out of my sleep, come tell me what he hear. He said the master them said they're going gear with a couple cent raise. We fight so long and hard for them. They said they're going and change the contract. Then no hurry up, go fix the paper for the people who want to go back Antigua and Barbados. And they're going to cut back on the little sad and shellfish that they give our we.
Right.
And Harry, here I'm playing out the master mouth. That if we don't watch ourselves, then we take the roof over our head. After he tell me I'm gonna sleep tall, it come like me been a war all night. I take up my cane bill, I put them down. I take them up again, I put them back down again. I take up the redhead Lucifer and put them down. Take them up and put them back all night, so we go. The thing hurt me, it burned me so. Harry said that Concordia master and missus and the other master and missus them from estate round had big bacchanal in the great house last night. He said that they drink the rum, so tell them get shoppity. You know Harry don't have to clean up them cocker every time they get big shindig. He said long after everything done, two dunguts manja that in a hard tag long. And he play like he not hear, but he hear all what them a say. And by the by, Bullnose Harry say he tell me cause you know that me and you tight. But he say you don't want none trouble ties cause you not able for what happened to George Thomas and the girl Betsy Bongo in a 48 happened to he.
Let Bullnose Harry's happy rise this year 78.
Mary girl, we have to carry out the plan we've been talking about for months. Agnes done get 2 big kerosene pan of oil and them things she a hide. And the man, the woman and the picnic from Prosperity all to Peter's rest. They don't know what's going on. Just they know the day, they know the time and everything. They just waiting for this thing and for the cloud to rise.
Yes, Matilda, we have to do them. Today, we have to do them. The same very engine who they mistreat, misuse, abuse, overwork and pay for years gonna bust up in them face.
Mary, you smell something upon?
Yes, Matilda, I'm a sausage and potato are born. Let it burn, yeah, let it burn. Plenty more things are going to burn. Plenty more things going to burn in a sunny cruise. Plenty more things. It going to alarm today in a sunny cruise.
Yes.
Come here, let we go. We have plenty work to do. Plenty work to do today, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, bringing to you for their final bow, the St. Croix Educational Complex Drama Club and Choir. Come through. In Jailhouse. Give them a big, rousing round of applause.
Queen Mary, where you going to run? Just fetch the match and light.
Big round of applause. Come on, singers, dancers, players of instruments.
Queen Mary, where you going to run? Don't spin it in time. Just fetch the match.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, on 3, let's take our bow. And don't forget, lighting the torch for the future. 1, 2, and 3. Woo! Thank you so much.
This is the
Yes. Kenya Eugene, thank you. You can come on, and we're going to turn over the rest of this time to Lady Mac. Lady Mac, come true. The youth have done their thing, and we're going to have a few more minutes of drumming and poetry, and then we get ready for Mr. Moorhead.
Name of the queens who fought before me.
Warrior king, the one who made history. I sing praises no matter where I stand, no matter where I am. An eye for an eye. Gone are the days when we sit silent while they abuse I rebuke bad mind. Jealousy and envy have no place in clean heart. We're born it out. We born, he said, she said, Melebang bonnet. Crab in a bucket mentality, we born it. Social injustice and poverty, we born it. Miseducation of the youth.
If you are a Virgin Islands Department of Ed employee, the lovely Shalana Brown has given me a clipboard for me to take your information so that you can receive some professional development hours. Thank you, Miss Shalana.
Yeah, let me get some drumming, let me get into the mood. Y'all know this one, Clear the Road, so y'all could come in whenever you choose. Clear the road, you clear the road. Clear the road like the slaves and parts, we going for our freedom. Hardship in the morning, suffering at night. No one ever help us, it is only Father Ryan. They bring we here from Africa, that's we born in land. Bring we here in slavery to the land of Sunny Cruz. Got a heavy weight on your chest, everyday aggravation got you depressed, walking, people walking and still hungry. You feel like you're still in slavery. Got a second job to make ends meet while our children being raised by the streets. Help remedy the decrepit condition of our sweet U.S. Virgin Islands. Organize, assemble, start with one. Man, you ain't know about the fire burn. Clear the road, you clear the road. Clear the road like the slave and parts, we going for our freedom. We don't want no bloodshed, not a drop of bloodshed. All we want is freedom, oh, give we our freedom. Come let we go to town, let we meet the general. General name is Bud, oh, he gon' give we our freedom. Be a ringleader for the right kind of trouble. Don't depend on 7 people. Thousands is much more powerful. Whatever your plight, we all should join in the fight. Organize, assemble, start with one. Man, you ain't know about the fire burn. Clear the road, you clear the road. Clear the road like the slave and parts, we going for our freedom. Governor Van Schalten, Governor Van Schalten, stretch the power till he crack and he right down our freedom. People gonna get away with whatever you let them get away with. Your life is at a disjoint. When you gonna reach the tipping point? We got to take action against oppression. That's the only way to achieve better living conditions. Remember, the choices we make today will determine our future. and the future generations to come. Clear the road, ayo, clear the road. Clear the road, let the slave them pass. We going for our freedom. Let me hear you. Clear the road, ayo, clear the road. Clear the road, let the slave them pass. We going for our freedom. Clear the road, ayo, clear the road. Clear the road, let the slave them pass. Continue the fight. Take a stand. Let we go for our freedom. Why the drum some sweet, eh? One more thing for you. A little story. This story come from my grandmother. And yes, I'm going to mention my grandmother's name all the time. If y'all don't want to mention your ancestors, your relatives' name, that's an ayo. My grandmother, Ethel Henry McIntosh. Mahogany Road is named in her honor. Yes. So she talked about this story. She said she hasn't heard anybody spoken about this. Everybody familiar with David Hamilton Jackson, right? So that's the Jackson she's talking about. They used to have lectures over at the fish market. That's where he used to give a lecture. Back in the Danish time. Now the people heard that this Officer Sheffer was coming to arrest Jackson if he ever dare to lecture in the market that night. Well, you know, the fish market got a bunch of conch shell. So the woman them grab up the conch shell and they put them in the apron. And the man them, they used to walk with bow stick. If you know what bow stick is, we call it cane. I got one from my uncle, it's a guava, make out a guava stick, boy that hard. And some of them carry the knife, blue ribbon knife, make out of steel with a black handle. Those you knife enthusiasts might know about that, blue ribbon. And they wear the handkerchief around the waist, tie up the waist. That's like the bandana them, the Mexican them the wear. And the pants, blue drill. You know what blue drill be? Dungarees. You know what dungarees be? Jeans. Same thing. Well, this man named Charles Sanders, he had his knife, the blue ribbon knife. And as Sheffer come through the crowd, he dabby, not stabby, he dabby and said, watch your arm, Sheffer. And the people them start to rouse up. And you know what? Hamilton Jackson come down from the rostrum and save Sheffer from the people them tearing you up and put it aside of him. But you know, David Hamilton Jackson get to lecture that night. So that's to show you don't be afraid. There's strength in numbers. So any cause that you have, start it up. You're going to get support. Watching everybody to support. This is how the fireburn gets started. Don't be afraid. Clear the road, ayo, clear the road. Clear the road, let the slaves and pass. We going for our freedom. Now I want the DJ to play the little bit. The song is about Hamilton Jackson in the market. A little, it's short, but I want you to hear her voice. So instead of me singing, let me just tell you the lyrics, and then you could put it on. Okay? Remember the night in Fish Market Square when Sheffer said Jackson couldn't lecture there the night. All the people ball. He got to lecture you tonight. Hamilton Jackson, you got to lecture till down in hell.
You remember the night in Fish Market Square when Sheffer said Jackson couldn't lecture there the night. All the people ball, you got to lecture you tonight. Hamilton Jackson, you got to lecture till down in hell.
Play it again.
Remember the night in Fish Market Square when Sheffer said Jackson couldn't lecture there the night. All the people ball, you got to lecture you tonight. Hamilton Jackson, you got to lecture till down in hell.
Thank you.
Remember the night in Fish Market Square when Sheffer said Jackson couldn't lecture there the night. All the people ball, you got to lecture you tonight. Hamilton Jackson, you got to lecture till down in hell.
Ladies and gentlemen, some of the seats have freed up. Come forward and take a seat. We have one quick teaser with Brother Ayami. And then as soon as Brother Ayami has come up, we're going to hear the words of our leader, beloved Mario Moorhead. So Brother Ayami is up next, and then Mario, you're on deck.
Ethiopia, the land where our gods and goddesses love to be.
Crucial history poem. This is not mythology. We just rolling. Hands for the drummers, Brother Shami, Brother Olu, Brother Kenneth, Sister Cheshire, and Atina. In 1644, in Bundi tribe were the first captives on the Crucian shore. In Bundis are from Ndongo, Angola, a country located in West Africa. The French occupied most of Frederickstead, while the Dutch took over most of Christianstead. The English took control of the middle of the South, you see? 3 European settlements we're talking about. The Dutch brought in African slaves and started clearing the land. Big fight started between the settlers and the island. Spaniards from Puerto Rico jumped in and won the fight, but they didn't want to settle the island, much to the slaves' delight. The Africans who escaped became the first Crucian Maroons. The Spaniards went back to Puerto Rico like a bunch of buffoons. Denmark had a settlement in West Africa, but they wanted more. So the Danes purchased St. Croix from the French in 1734. Danish ships carried African captives to the shores of St. Croix. When they returned, they brought back sugar, ivory, gold, and palm oil. By the 1820s, out of the islands of the Caribbean seas, St. Croix became the capital of the Danish West Indies. By 1820s, the price of sugar dropped. 15 estates went bankrupt. Cloth distribution stopped. They stopped cornmeal and red herring. The slaves got for meat. Now the slaves only had banja greens and painkiller food to eat. In 1847, the Danish government proclaimed to free all African baby, but the parents remain in slavery. But Bono watch how them behaved, and in 1848 led a rebellion freeing all Danish West Indian slaves. In 1855, the Danes brought ships loaded indentured servants. East Indians became our history's first cane field migrants. In 1866, the East Indians disappeared from the scene as the Danes imported another set of workers from the Caribbean. This is the beginning of contract day labor era. But there was friction between Crucian and every migrant worker. Fireborn. This same morning, 1878, in this same city of freedom, in this same radical land, St. Croix, much of these black people crowded the same space and soil. Queen Mary, your father dead. Rumors filling the air. The people were done vexed. The contract wages no fear. Queen Mary done plan. In no time, she took her stand. Passed a wrong match, barrel and kerosene pan. She gathered some women and directed the gown. Chikitu, chikitu. Come again. Hear that? Get a bit of it. Queen Mary done plan. In no time, she took a stand. Passed a wrong match, barrel and kerosene pan. She gathered some women and directed the gun. Meanwhile, Queen Agnes and Matilda Battenbelly kept the fuel on the line. The flames were seen at Kings Hill. Burning east, gong set a line. The man then went north to Bondong Basen. Staying with Queen Mary was all the woman them. Queen Mary ripped off she apron, raising her standard hand. From Bay Street to King and Queen Street, the burning began. A fire burn, fire burn. Fire burn, fire burn. The New York Herald Tribune broadcast, the rebellion was the result of oppression. But I wanna say, damn harsh. Governor General decision. Lagrange and Joe Paris must mention. Lagrange and Joe Paris must mention. Up by Glen, we fireburn the factory station. And over the same 10 cents a day mess, we burned down the Great House by Peter's Rest. And meanwhile, Queen Agnes and Matilda Battenbelly kept the fuel on the line. The flames were seen at Kings Hill, burning east, down center line. The rebels' arm would just match an aisle, cane bill, sticks and stone. Face, pistols firing bullets that pierce their skin, flesh and bones. And as hope came field became the site of ancestral slaughter. Or people hiding behind cane, running for cover. Hear that? 14 women just trying to survive, were tried as witches, stripped stark naked and hog-tied. Grove Place was the site for the spectacle, of course. Them Danes born them woman, blacker than toast. Meanwhile, Queen Queen Agnes on the telebat and Benny kept the fuel on the line. The famed scene at Kingshill, born in East, down center line. Miss Leland and the scene that it wasn't tough, but these martyrs live right wrong here, from Annalee and Hams Bluff. And the pleas for mental freedom, it's still lie with us. In the same city of freedom, in the same radical land, a St. Croix, a Virgin Island. Give thanks.
I have been instructed and emphatically told that I was to be brief. I simply want to help you to understand the story because so many people get it confused. What am I talking about? The difference between two historical events here on St. Croix. One, July 3rd, 1848, and the other, October 1st, 1878. Briefly, July 3rd, 1848 was a successful revolution that our ancestors pulled off that, to the best of my research, and I've tried to find a parallel somewhere in the world, because nowhere in the Caribbean where chattel enslavement was universal was there ever, including Haiti, an ultimatum given by the enslaved to the enslavers. You ever heard of that? The enslaved threatening by ultimatum, freedom now or else. Needless to say, the Danish government surrendered. Because we're being brief, we will not get into all the details as to what caused them to surrender. The question is, why was another insurrection, rebellion, revolution necessary in 30 years? Why a physical enslavement and therefore chattel enslavement was abolished, eviscerated, ended with July 3rd, 1848. Why was there a need for a great fire burn October 1st, 1878, which was 30 years later? Believe me, I have heard every cock and bull, every cockeye story confusing July 3rd, 1848 with October 1st, 1878. And somehow the Queens would get with July 3rd, and I suppose they would represent the fleet of Admiral Martin King. But being brief, the point is that they are two totally independent, separate, and different historical events. When July 3rd revolution was successful, it wasn't long before the former slave owners and the Danish government realized that our ancestors, the former enslaved, were illiterate. General Buddha was the only one who could read. So that our ancestors had no idea what to do other than to celebrate. Again, being brief, the Danish government realized that they could continue to take advantage of our ignorant ancestors. They equated the emancipation of July 3rd as being their freedom. And so that was it. Nothing else to do but celebrate. Well, my beloved audience, you should know that January of 1849, which was just 6 months later, there was a new law called the Labor Law of 1849. For what reason you might have your share, but throughout the Caribbean, when physical enslavement came to an end, there would be some new system that allowed for the government, the former slave owners, to continue to exploit and benefit the former enslaved. And I say this because it depends on what island as to what the new system might have been named. Being brief, let it be known that the system that came into being here in the Danish West Indies is what we know as contract labor. What is contract labor? It's neo-enslavement. Instead of our ancestors being the property of an individual slave owner, slave master, our ancestors became the property of an estate. Not a person, but an estate. And the system went that every first day of October, October 1st, every single one of our ancestors had to be contracted to an estate. There were exceptions. If you could prove that you could support yourself, you would be allowed to be free of contract labor. It turns out that most of these occupations were ones that the former slave owners benefited from, needed. The most popular one that allowed for many of our ancestors to remain free of the contract labor by the state, would you believe it was cutting grass? Transportation. We didn't have automobiles. Horses, mules, donkeys. They all had to be fed. And so our ancestors, illiterate as they were, and not stupid, so we're like, hey, I will feed your animals for you. You would? I said, yeah, why not? And that was one way of being free from contract labor. That was the most popular way, because everybody had the animals for transportation or for just simply work. You know, the mules and donkeys, one for riding. But then there were the actual occupations, like a blacksmith, tinsmith, that the actual farmer, slave owner, the planters, the government itself, they needed these kind of skilled workers. So, like, fine, no, okay, good, you could be a blacksmith. So that these were exceptions to contract labor. But as arithmetic would have it, enough of our ancestors escaped the estate that the sugarcane harvest could not be completed for lack of labor. You didn't have enough workers. And I wasn't going to stop cutting grass for Miss Jane to go cut cane, not me. What then was the immediate answer? Many people here in the Virgin Islands of the United States, for some reason, we don't know our history. And people in charge, they don't think it's fitting that we should know who we are, or history, or identity. So if I say the word Tranquebar, you look at me, what language is that? Tranque what? What is that? That was a Danish colony in India. Yes. Denmark had a colony in India. They had a colony in West Africa. And then, of course, they had the Danish West Indies. Now maybe you have an idea, which should be forming in your head, as to where these Madras, pretty colored things came from. The Danes actually made arrangements to import what they called coolies from India to help with the sugarcane harvest because they were short of labor. They came on 5-year contracts. After the second contract, I think everybody gave in that this is not going to work. And would you believe that the Danes finally turned to the rest of the Caribbean, particularly to that one island that had more workers than they had work to to do for them. What island was that? They call the people in Bajan, Barbados. Always had an excess of people. And so the Danes started the migration from the Caribbean and done with the so-called coolies in India. And so this was the beginning of migrant labor in the Danish West Indies through the Caribbean. And to this day, you will find that many of us who have indigenous roots here find it surprising that we have Bajans in our family. A lot of us connected to Barbados because for really the rest of the century, up until the Yankees came in 1917, the largest number of migrants who came to work on the plantations were Bajans from Barbados. Being brief, October 1st was known as Contract Day because this is the day when every one of our ancestors had to be contracted to an estate. Now we learned that there were some exceptions. But contract labor required that you work pretty much the same like you worked before July 3rd. The difference was some people would call it illegal, others might be rhetorical, others just say just bullshit. You were paid 5 cents a day. But guess what? You were charged 5 cents a day for your food, housing, clothing, everything else. So you were paid. You were not enslaved, but you had no money. Now you're beginning to see how it is that a fire burn would be on the horizon. Because our ancestors were illiterate, but they weren't stupid. Being brief, many attempts were made to have this contract labor modified some way or the other, but to no avail. Until it was 1873, to the best of my recollection, that an arrangement was made to meet with the major planters to try to have a modification to the system. And because, I think yes, because the planters were realizing that some solidarity was building amongst the impoverished and pretty pissed off ancestors of ours, and with each passing year it was getting worse. 1873, you might not know it now, and this is the reason why Queen Mary chose that street. It's called Strand Street today. We used to refer to it as Bay Street. because it's right on the bay. But this is where all the great town houses were lined up. What is today a library? It's closed. I don't think it's been a library for umpteen years. They keep telling us it's going to be ready next month or whenever it is. But see, that was a house. The 3-story building on the corner of Strand and King Cross Street, that was a hospital. But it was rebuilt after the fire burned. That was a house. Just like a library. In ours, there were huge mansions, they called townhouses, that lined all of Strand Street. And this is where they would meet. They being the representatives of the workers with the representatives, if they could spare the time, of the planters, and they would go by the bayside and they would talk, and they would always be like, well, things by doing out of money, and the meetings would end up being, well, maybe next year we could do something for you. Well, it was 1873. 1874, the results were the same. Maybe next year, we got no money. Then it was 1875. And 1875, again, our people are still illiterate, but not stupid. They said, well, listen, we can't go no farther than next year, you know. If we don't have a change, we're going to be some trouble. Next year, it's 1876. Again, for whatever reason, our government and our good-for-nothing misleaders that we continue to elect, we don't know what happened in 1876. But I'm a teacher without pay. So you could be my students and I'll tell you that nothing happened in 1876 because we had a major hurricane. So the planters, you know, felt that they were the beneficiaries of divine intervention because the big hurricane, 76. 1877, the cane fields were just being brought back to life. So again, our people allowed it to go. And then came 1878. To be brief, 1878 was not a planned fire burn, but again, some misinformation, maybe disinformation, was brought about in the meeting that the representatives of our ancestors, planters, and meeting on the bayside. There was one lady, if I'm not mistaken, her name was Felicia James. Felicia James either got the information wrong or she wasn't stupid enough to realize that she was causing a big problem. she actually went to where our ancestors were gathered, which the way they would gather every October 1st. You have any idea where that was? I've told you about Bay Street, Strand Street, where the townhouses were and all the meetings would be taking place on the Bayside there. Where would our people be? There was one in the east and one in the west. Very aptly named Free Gut. Because you could not be in any other part of the town unless you were working, like a grass cutter, feeding the animals. Free Gut was our apartheid home. And so Felicia James, like I said, whether it's misinformation, disinformation, or just a very smart move on her part, she went running up King Cross Street to Free Gut. Queen Mary, they kill your father. When in fact, it was a man who had had a little bit too much to drink, and the gendarmes took advantage of it, beat the hell out of him, and they took him. They thought he was dead. He wasn't. He recovered, but Felicia James, God bless her heart then, because she knew exactly what to do and how to do it. And she said, Queen Mary, they kill your father. Church out. That was it. She tear off her apron, tie it on a piece of tantan. Church out. And you would hear all kinds of stories as to how it unfolded and whatnot, but again, it was just rage. You couldn't contain it anymore. You simply couldn't take it any longer. And it was a great fire burn that didn't make it to Bazen jailhouse, made it as far as Anna's Hope, where many reinforcements came and our ancestors tried their best to conceal themselves in the cane piece. Well, we still have never known of a stalk of cane that could stop a bullet. So it was a slaughter in the cane field of Anna's Hope, and it was the beginning of the end. And as you may or may not know, there is a peninsula in Northern Europe that they call, I think, Scandinavia. Is that a place? Yeah. Well, they tell me that in Scandinavia, until very late in the 19th century, women could not be guilty of a capital crime. Even that the proof was there that a woman committed a capital crime and she killed somebody. In Scandinavia, it would be, no, she's a woman. It had to be that she was possessed by an evil spirit. So you will never find any women executed because the punishment being burned at the stake because you're a witch possessed by an evil spirit. 14 of the bravest women were tied to stakes, stark naked in Grove Place and burned to death. because they couldn't be executed as women, but they could be possessed by evil spirit. And so it was in Scandinavia until almost the 20th century. And I have never been that far north. I don't like cold weather that much. A lot of people have said, you don't want to go to Denmark, go bit. Next time. So I don't know much about Scandinavia other than what I read about it. And that was something that, well, maybe that's one of the reasons why they don't teach us our history in schools. We might rebel if we had to learn some of the history that we had to live with. But yes, to be brief, men were shot to death and the women were burned alive in Grove Place. And with that I say, I have been brief, Carolina. I think I did my job. And by making the distinction between July 3rd, 1848 and October 1st, 1878, and why there was a need for a second revolution after July 3rd. It's called the contract labor fireburn. Now I could say thank you much.